So chapter 3 is Karma Yoga, do action without expecting any reward. And also what we learn, don't do sinful action. That's it. So that if you do sinful action, you get karma. You do other action, you don't get karma. But if you are doing good action with the expectation to get a reward, then you will get the reward also. You understand, huh? Then you will have to come back in this next life to take the benefit of the reward. And if you do sinful action, you have to come back to get the reaction for the sin. So there are, if you don't do sinful things, and you do your good action, okay, 1 minute, and you do good action without expecting a reward, then what will happen? You get a karma action. Okay, you understand, huh? So any question on this first before we go to today's chapter? And one more thing, what we learned earlier is lust, anger, and greed in chapter 2. We should try and correct. So everyone should remember to understand some lessons in each chapter. Okay, huh? Okay, let's start. Okay, Gita Gyan. Who would like to read this? Volunteer? Any volunteer? It's quite easy. I've been doing it so many times.
Okay, I think I'll start. Can I?
Yes. Thank you.
Can I start?
Yes, please.
Punita?
Yeah.
Here? Okay. All right. Essence of the Bhagavad Gita. Devaki Nandana Krishna Gita Pade. Can you tell me how you pronounce that?
Patena.
Patena Tushyati. Yata na Vedar Danena Yajna Tirtha Vrata Be. Is that correct?
Vrata DB. Bihi.
Is that correct?
Vrata
Vrata DB.
Bihi.
Vrata
E,
DB.
I there.
Okay. The son of David.
Okay.
I can't hear you again, sir.
Vrata DBhi.
Can you repeat, sir?
E there.
Vrata DBhi.
Yeah, very good.
Okay. The son of David. The son of Devaki, the supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied by anyone's study of the Vedas, charities, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows, as much as he is satisfied by the devotional recitations of the Gita.
Thank you.
Vaishnava Tantrika. Thank you, sir.
So we take the blessings of Gaura, Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, that we get blessed, that we become good people, and we don't get lust, anger, and greed, and we understand the Gita as per how Krishna wants us to understand. Okay. Okay, so all of us read together. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jana Jana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesa Sunyavadi Pastyatya Desacharine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Then we recite this one mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we ask the blessings of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to bless us. And today's Gita Mahatmya. Who would like to read this? If you cannot read the Sanskrit, I will guide you. Can I have a volunteer? Subhashini or who would like to read?
Please allow me, Guruji.
Yeah. Please read on your own.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, please carry on.
Yes, okay. Gita Mahatmaya, Gita Sugita Kartavya Kim Anyeh Sastra Bisastra hai. Ya how do I pronounce that, Guruji? Ya Savem.
Swayam.
Ya Swayam Padmana Vasya Mukha Padmat Vinishrita. Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literature. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. In the present age, people are so absorbed in mundane activities that it is not possible for them to read all the Vedic literatures. But this is not necessary. This one book, Bhagavad Gita, will suffice because it is the essence of all Vedic literatures, and especially because it is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. So it's a very nice verse. Bhagavad Gita is the most important book in the whole universe. First, in the Satyug, the Vedas was given. And then after that, as time passed by, at the end of Satyug is the Tetrayug. At the end of the Tetrayug is the Dwarpayug. At the end of the Dwarpayug and the beginning of the Kali Yuga, the Bhagavatam was given. It was a summary of the Vedas. And then Krishna also gave the Bhagavad Gita, which is a summary also of the Bhagavatam. So it's a very condensed. Bhagavad Gita came before Bhagavatam, because Mahabharata was written before Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita was given in the Mahabharata. Then after that, the Bhagavatam was written for those after reading the Bhagavad Gita and you are okay with it and you want to go a little deeper, then you read the Bhagavatam. But if you don't have time and you don't have the energy, you just stick to Bhagavad Gita, is also okay. But some people like to go a little bit deeper. So then you want to go deeper, then you go and read the Bhagavatam. And you want to read more than the Bhagavatam, there is the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhagavad Gita is a secondary school. Bhagavatam is the university. Chaitanya Charitamrita is the postgraduate course. So these three things, if you manage to read all, which will take you about, if you are reading every day half an hour, Bhagavatam will take you about 3 years to finish. Then Chaitanya Charitamrita will take you about 1 year to finish. And Bhagavad Gita, of course, in 1 year you can finish if you are reading 2 verses. So total in 7-8 years you can finish all these 3 books if you are reading constantly half an hour a day. Okay? So if you are really want to go very deep, otherwise Bhagavad Gita is written here that there is no difference between Bhagavad Gita and Krishna, spoken by Krishna directly for us, to Arjuna, but actually it's for us. And in this present age, we are so busy that we don't have much time. But never mind, Krishna is so kind, he gave us Bhagavad Gita. When you finish the Bhagavad Gita, you will realize how much information is in the Bhagavad Gita. We are going step by step, cannot give you everything in one go, right? So the Bhagavad Gita will suffice because it's the essence of all Vedic literature, especially it's spoken by Krishna. Okay, so it's a very good thing that all of you are in this class, and you have actually a lot of mercy from the Lord to be able to actually come and sit for this class. You all are very fortunate. You have done some good pious activities to come to this class. So Karma Yoga was 3, now is transcendental knowledge. 4.1. Who would like to read this? Those who haven't read, please volunteer. Hema, you want to try?
Okay, Ken.
Can,
Okay.
You need help to manage.
Let me try first because if then we can correct me.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Imam Vivashvade Yogam Prokdavam Aham Avyaham Vivashyavan Manave Praha Manur Ikshvakave Bravavit.
Okay.
Okay.
Avyayam. This one is Avyayam.
Avyayam.
And this
Okay.
is Vivaswan.
Vivaswan.
Okay.
Manave Praha. Okay. The personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna said, I instructed these imperishable signs of yoga to the sun god, Vivashvan, and Vivashvan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku.
Okay, thank you. So Krishna says that this Bhagavad Gita signs, I instructed it to the sun god. And sun god is Vivaswan. And he instructed to Manu. Manu is the first man on the planet, on the earth. From there, the human race expanded. He is the father of mankind. And Manu instructed to his son Ishwaku, and it was carrying on. This knowledge was passed down. Okay. So then, who would like to read this? Bala? Bala Ati? Want to try? No? Prem? Prem, you have done already? Not yet.
I can do today again.
You have done
Okay. Now, let me just go through this one also. It's a good way to read and understand also.
Give chance to everyone. That's why it's already.
Okay, fine. Okay, pass on.
Okay. Someone else. Punashwari. Punashwari.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah, please read this.
Okay. Evam parampara praptam imam rajas sayo vidu sakale kala neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. Thank you.
There's English. Hare Krishna. The English also.
Oh, okay. The Supreme the Supreme Science was thus received through the chain of disciplinic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. Thank you.
So this Krishna spoke to the sun god, and it came down to the three kings, and somehow, and it came through word by mouth, down, and finally somehow or another it got broken, because the last people who got this knowledge did not pass it down. So the whole knowledge is lost now, Krishna is saying. So 4.3, who have Bhagavad Gita?
I have.
You can read just the English from the Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. That very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you, because you are my devotee as well as my friend. Sorry. You are my devotee as well as my friend, and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Thank you.
Thank you. So Krishna is saying that now I'm telling you because you are my devotee and you are my friend. So we are actually, in sense, everyone is a devotee of the Lord. But the only thing is, a lot of us has forgotten the relationship with the Lord. So then we are lost. And then by the mercy of Krishna and by the mercy of devotees and by the mercy of sadhus, we somehow or another come in contact back again to the philosophy, and so now we are learning. So basically all of us were devotees of the Lord, but we forgot our relationship, and now we are trying to understand who are we, why are we here, what is our relationship with God. So we are trying to understand that. Okay, so now we come to 4.4. Okay, who would like to read this? Those who haven't read, please volunteer. Melinda?
Okay.
Okay.
Arjuna uvacha aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvata katham etat vijaniyam tvam tau proktavan iti.
Iti.
Arjuna said, the sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed these signs to him?
So Arjuna said, the sun god is older than you. Sun god was first. Then you born later. How am I to understand that actually you are the one who instructed him when you are born later? So this one is Arjuna speaking in the sense because he don't know Krishna is the Supreme Lord. So he thinks, Krishna, you only born when? And then sun god is born first. How is it I know that you are born, that you instruct these signs? So it's a relevant question, right? Sometimes we will think, yeah, if we were there, like Arjuna will ask, if we don't know that Krishna is the Lord, we'll ask Krishna, how I know you are the one who speaks? Tell me. So then, okay, who would like to try this?
I'll try, sir. Krishna.
Yeah.
Krishna Kumari try. Okay. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Mahuni me Vyatitani Janmani Tava Charjuna Tani Yaham Veda Sarvani Natvam Veta Parantapa. The personality of a Godhead said, many, many births, both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot. O subduer of the enemy.
Thank you. So Krishna is now telling Arjuna, Arjuna, is because we both have got many births. Krishna comes why? To help humanity. Arjuna comes why? Because he has to take rebirth and rebirth until he is perfect to go back to the spiritual world. There's a difference between the Lord and us. We are helpless. We have to come back again and again until we educate ourselves and change ourselves to be qualified to go back to the spiritual world. But Krishna comes to help us. You see, so that is the difference. He said, and Krishna says, I can remember all the birth, but you cannot. Now, one thing, if you manage to go back from this material world to the spiritual world, in the spiritual world, you will remember all your material births. That time you will remember. Now you can't. Now you can't because it will become too much trouble. You might go back and disturb your previous life partners, family, and all that. So that is not what we are supposed to do. We are supposed to keep on living a new life every time. But when we go back spiritual world, we will remember the material world and all our different lifetimes. Later, I will explain to you. Later, Krishna does tell certain verse, and I'll explain why I'm saying this. Okay, not this chapter, another chapter. So 4.7. Who would like to read this? This is a very famous verse. Why Krishna comes to the material world. Swapna, you can read.
यदा यथानि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भरता अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजामि aham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I design myself.
Thank you. So when Lord Ram came, he came to kill Ravan. Krishna came to kill Kamsa and a lot of many demons. If you read the Krishna book, if you want to learn, you want to know about all of Krishna's pastime, you should get the Krishna book. It's a story. It's like Bhagavad Gita, but it's like a story form. So it's not like so philosophical. It's more the pastimes of the Lord and all the demons he killed, all the pastimes he got, why he is why we know he is the Supreme Lord is all in Krishna book. So then Krishna says that, to Arjuna, I come because I want to help humanity. Okay. So then, who would like to read this? Who hasn't read? Intera? Intera, you like to try?
Hear me? Yeah, can hear me, Prabhu?
Yeah, speak a bit louder.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try the Sanskrit first, yeah?
Yeah.
Parityanyaya sadunam vinasaya cha dukštram dharma samstapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Thank you.
So what did Krishna say? I come to, when there's a rise of religion, and to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants. So here we have this Nrsimhadev and Prahlad Maharaj. And this is the father Hiranyakasipi. I'm going to tell you the story of this short story. Some of you may know, but anyway, for those who don't know, there was a demon. His name was Hiranyakasipi. So he had a brother by the name of Hiranyaksha. This was the beginning before the world was formed. And Hiranyaksha was a big demon. He took the planet Earth and threw it into the water, underwater. Then Krishna came as a pig, in the incarnation of a pig form. And he fought with Hiranyaksha, killed Hiranyaksha, and lifted the earth back into orbit. He needed the earth back into orbit. Why? Because we are supposed to be born on earth, human beings. If there is no earth, how can? So then Hiranyakashipu was the brother. He was also a demon. You know, demons cannot understand logically. Just because the Lord killed his brother, so he became very angry with the Lord. And then he did a big austerity in the sense that he prayed with one leg. On one leg, he prayed to Lord Rama for 1,000 years. And then he never eat or drink. He was just standing there. Finally, Brahma was ignoring him. But then, because he's a demon, and Brahma is a deva. How can this demon want help from me? But then, devas are bound to help someone who's doing a lot of austerity. So he came to to Hiranyakashipu, and at that time Hiranyakashipu was totally skeleton. And then he sprinkled some water on the body, and Hiranyakashipu became back to normal. And then he asks Hiranyakashipu, Rama asks, what do you want? You have done austerity. You need something. Tell me. He said, I want to become immortal. I cannot be killed. Brahma said, I have 100 Deva years to live. After that, the Deva planets all die. We all die also. If I don't have immortality, how can I give you? It's just like supposing you go to a person who has only $10 and you say, I want to get $1,000 from you. He don't know how can he give you. Correct or not? He can give you up to $10, but he can't give you more. So Brahma told him, I can't give you. He said, okay, Then can you give me some lesser boons? He said, what? He said, I should not be killed by any man or beast. Beast means animal. He said, okay. Then he said, I cannot be killed in the day or in the night. Okay, give you the benediction. Then I cannot be killed inside the house or outside the house, indoors or outdoors. That means not say house only, indoors or outdoors of a building. He said, okay, fine, you get it. He cannot be killed on the air or on the ground. Okay, you will get it. Then he became very powerful because he got so much power. So he could not be killed. Then he fought and what happened is, while he was doing austerity, the Devas fought with the demon, and the demon king was Hiranyakasipu. He was somewhere. Because they did not have a leader, the demons lost the war. And the Devas, they caught hold of Hiranyakashipu's wife because she was pregnant. Normally in those times also, children and women, they were not hurt. They do not hurt women and children. That is the custom, culture. So then, they caught hold of the lady, and then they were taking her. And then Narada Muni was there. Narada said, what are you doing to this lady? You cannot harm a lady. He said, we are not harming the lady, but this lady is pregnant. And we are afraid that the child which is born will become a big demon like Hiranyakashipu. So we will wait for the child to be born and we will kill him. Otherwise, he might give us big trouble later on. And Narada Muni said, don't worry. This boy inside the lady is going to be a devotee. It's not going to be a demon. You release her. She will come and stay in my house, and she will pass her time until her husband comes back. So because Narada Muni is senior, very senior Deva. It's not even a Deva. He doesn't die. Very senior, so they agree. And then this lady was staying in the house of Narada Muni. And every evening Narada Muni was reciting about the glories of the Lord. And the mother was listening halfway, and then after that fall asleep. Sometimes, when we go to any place where they are giving lectures, after half hour, halfway, maybe we fall asleep. So anyway, but the baby inside was listening, and the baby was absorbing all the knowledge. So anyway, what happened is, later on, after Brahma got the benediction, he came back, and the wife and the child, that time the child was already born, went back to the husband and the father. So then the father sent this boy to school, and he sent him to a demon school, meaning learn how to become a big demon, how to fight, how to cheat, and all that. So then, when he went there, the two teachers also were teaching. They said there is no God. There is Hiranyakashipu is the Supreme Lord. And then the boy said, no, he is not the Supreme Lord. Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Lord. And then they were very worried. They said, what are you talking about? Lord Vishnu is the enemy of your father. Don't ever mention his name. He said, I must tell the truth. Why should I lie? Because I have heard all the philosophy and I can tell you all. And then they brought him back to the father. They said, I'm so sorry, my sir. We cannot educate your son. His mind is corrupted. Someone has already corrupted his mind before you sent him to us. We cannot undo the corruption. You please keep him with you. He says that you are not the Lord. He says that Lord Vishnu is the Lord. So then we cannot help. So anyway, the father said, "Hey, son, where you learn all this philosophy that Lord Vishnu is the Lord? He is my enemy. How dare you talk about him?" And then the son said, "I cannot tell lies. He is the Lord. He is the one who's giving you power. So without his power, you cannot even survive." Then he said, "Really, huh?" He told the guards, take the tridents and poke him and kill him. Bring him away. So they went and they try and poke him. But then he just said, "Om Namo Narayana Namaha." And they try and poke him, but they could not, because he was protected by Lord Vishnu. Then they came back, they said, "We tried, but it cannot work." Okay, get the elephant to step on him. Then they got the elephant to try and step on him, but also he just said, "Om Namo Narayana Namaha," the elephant cannot step on him. And after that, they said, "Okay, throw him off the cliff. From the high cliff down, he will sure die." You know, if you go to the highest building and you fall down, you will definitely die, right? So they throw him, and then he said, "Om Namo Narayana Namaha," and the Lord Narayan came and bring him down. So he didn't die. And then the father was very upset. Then he said, "Oh, this is terrible." Okay. He called his sister Holika, the name. Holika was very respectful to a sadhu. And the sadhu gave her, you know what's a sadhu, right? Holy man. The sadhu gave her the benediction that she cannot be burned by fire. That means anytime anyone throw her into fire, she cannot be burned. So then he also told her that, you must use this for a good cause. Don't use it for a bad cause. He said, "Okay, thank you." So this Hiranyakasipu, the brother, know that she cannot be burned. He said, "Take my son and I will light up a fire, put him in the fire with you, and then he will burn and you will come out." But the brother also forgot there is the curse, the benediction is you cannot use it for bad purpose. And the sister also forgot. So she took the young boy and went into the fire. You just imagine an auntie of the boy willing to do such a terrible thing, bringing a small boy into a fire to burn him. Isn't it very bad? Her name was Holika. So then she brought him in, but because it was for the wrong purpose, and Prahlad, the son, said, "Om Namo Narayana Namaha," what happened is the Holika got burned and the boy came out alive. So everyone was so happy, and then that is why they celebrate Holi. In South India, I don't think they do celebrate much. I don't see it. But anyway, in North India, there is a festival. Because of this celebration, it is when the evil person died and the good person came out. So then he was very angry. He said, "Tell me, where is the Lord?" He said, "The Lord is everywhere," Prahlad said. "He's in you, he's in me, he's in everywhere." Then he said, "What nonsense you talking? Is he in this pillar?" There was a pillar in the castle, in the palace. He said, "Yes, he's in the pillar." So he took his knife and smashed the pillar and came out his Lord Nrsimhadev, half lion and half man. So then what happened? He said, so then they started fighting, and he was huge. The Lord was huge. You can see how huge. And the benediction is he cannot be killed. So they were fighting for a long time. And finally, the Lord is actually half man, half lion. So first thing that Hiranyakashipu asked was, "I cannot be killed by a man or a beast." But the Lord came not as a man, not as a beast. So that benediction is destroyed. And then after that, they were fighting, and then it was sunset. He had a second benediction, he cannot be killed in the day or night, but it was sunset. So at that time, it was neither day nor night. So second benediction died, useless. And then after that, the Lord dragged him to the middle of the door. where it's neither inside the house nor outside the house, palace. So it was in between. So the third benediction is destroyed. And then after that, he said, I cannot be killed by any weapon. So then the Lord used his nails to kill him. So that the fourth benediction died. And then he said, cannot be in the air or in the ground. So Lord put him on the lap of himself. So he is neither on the air nor on the ground. He is on the lap. So another benediction is there. And finally, God killed him. So you see, the demon may be very clever, but the Lord is always definitely more clever. So in this way, Hiranyakasipi was killed. And after he was killed, he was so angry because he was in a rage. To do a big, nice fight, you need to be a bit angry. Some anger must be there. So then, all the devas were there and they saw the incarnation of the Lord, and they were very afraid because he was so fierce. They never seen Lord Vishnu in this form. And then they told the small boy, why don't you go and talk to him? We are very afraid. He might just, because of his anger, he might do something to us. So we are very afraid. So this boy went and he chanted many prayers, many nice prayers in praise of Lord Vishnu. And the Lord became very calm. And the Lord hugged him. And then after that, the Lord said, I am very pleased with you. You are a great devotee of mine. I want to give you the benediction, a blessing. What do you want from me? Then Prahlad said, I don't want anything from you, because just by praying to you, it gives me happiness. I don't need anything else. And then the Lord said, no, I want you to ask something, because I want to give. You must accept. Please ask something. And Prahlad said, even though my father was a big demon, but still he was my father. So can you please make sure that he doesn't really suffer so much, because he was a big demon. And then what did Lord Nrsimhadev say? He said, don't worry, because you are a pure devotee, 21 generations before you and 21 generations after you will all go back to the spiritual world because of the power of you. So automatically your father will go back. So then the grandfather of Prahlad was who? The grandson was actually Bali. So Bali also is after him. So anyway, Prahlad was a pure devotee, and finally all 21 generations go back to the spiritual world. So if you have a pure devotee in your family, please don't stop him from devotional service, because you automatically, by in the family, you also can go back just by his austerity. Okay, this is the one of the most famous verses in Bhagavad Gita. Just by remembering this verse and following this verse, you can go back to the spiritual world. Who would like to read this very nice verse? Quickly volunteer.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Shubha here, can I try?
Yes, please.
Okay. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tadvata yaktva deham punar janma naiti mam iti surjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attain my external abode, O Arjuna. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. This is a very famous verse. There are 3 verses in Bhagavad Gita are very famous. This is number 1. The other 2 verses are in chapter 18. When we reach chapter 18, I will tell you these 2 verses. All these 3 verses, if you follow very nicely, you will go back to the spiritual world. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance. If you know about me, you know why I come, you know my qualities, you know what I want. And if you know all this and you are aware of it and you are following me, following this, you do not take birth again in this material world, but you go back to the eternal abode. Isn't it so nice? Isn't it so nice? You just by knowing about Krishna, understanding him, following his instruction, all he says that don't worry, I'll bring you back to the spiritual world. Nowhere in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks very badly about eternally being in hell. Never. When we go through, you will know. And of course, level 1 is an overview, so we don't go full. If you after this 18 days, later on you have to be level 2. Level 2 is a deeper understanding of the Gita. When you do level 2, then we go through the very deep, in the sense of deeper understanding, mature understanding. And if you come in my class level 2, I will read the full Gita with you. Actually, level 2, they still don't read the full Gita, but I will read the full Gita with you. Then I will every verse we will read. This time we cannot read every verse because it's too much. You want to just understand the basic first. Then you go level 2 and then you understand deeper. Okay? Okay, who would like to read this? Please volunteer. Jaya, have you read? Jaya?
No, Ji. I have not today. I haven't read today.
Okay, please read this.
Can you help me with the?
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Chaturvanyam.
Chaturvarnyam.
Chaturvanyam.
Oh, Chaturvarnyam.
Maya Shrishtam.
Maya Shrishtam.
Gunakarma.
Gunakarma.
Vibhagasaha.
Vibhagasaha.
Tasya kartaram.
Tasya kartaram.
Apimam.
Apimam.
Vidhi.
Vidhi.
Akartaram.
Akartaram.
Avyayam.
Avyayam.
Okay, very good. Read that.
According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Thank you.
Thank you. So here what is Krishna speaking? He's saying that according to the three modes of material nature, what are the three modes? Goodness, passion, and ignorance. Okay, with them the four divisions of human society are created by me. What are the four divisions? Brahmana, which is a priestly class. Kshatriya, which is the kingly class. Vaishya, which is the farmer and business class. And Sudra, which is the working class. Okay, so now what do you mean by Sudra? What do you mean by Brahmana? So if you are born in a Brahmana family, do you automatically become a Brahmana? No, you don't. Because unless you have the qualities of a Brahmana, you are not a Brahmana. And if you are a king and you are born in the kingly, do you automatically qualify to be a king? No, you must also have the qualities of the king. So in that way, if we are born, like supposing a person is born in a Sudra family, and then he has the qualities of a business. So he's first working for someone, later on he becomes a business person. So he has stopped becoming a Sudra, he's becoming a Vaishya, and then later on maybe he go to politics and he become a politician, then become a Kshatriya, right? So in one lifetime you can actually change also. And also one more thing, if you are a doctor working for uh, working for a hospital, you are also a working class. Working class is Sudra. So just because you are a doctor, Sudra does not mean uh, the labor class. It means a person who is working for someone else. So, sometimes they do not understand. In India, they have all this caste system, Sudra, Vaishya, Brahmana, all this, they have these barriers. So these barriers are not really there, in the sense that Krishna says that if you are born with those qualities, the Prahlad, he born in the demon family, but he has the qualities of a devotee. So then he's not a demon, he's a devotee. So even though he born in the demon family, you understand, huh? If you are born in a family of doctors and you don't want to become a doctor, does not mean you automatically are a doctor. No, no. Whatever you have this field qualification, so you should never look down upon anyone. So then later on the doctor practice his own, he becomes a business. It becomes a business. He's a doctor as a business, own clinic. So in this way, nowadays it doesn't really much affect. Only thing is, sometimes people think Sudra means working factories and all that. No, it doesn't mean that. It means working for somebody. So please understand that Krishna says that there are 4 divisions, but the divisions sometimes can change. And sometimes you are stuck in the same division, sometimes you change. Okay, sometimes the person may be in the businessman, he take over his father's business, then his business fail, then he's working for someone else. So then he's no more a Vaishya. So in this way, don't ever look down on anyone. Without the people working, there cannot be businessman. Businessman need people working for him. Without the businessman, the workers, the priestly, the kingly class cannot get income tax. And how they're going to run without money? And then the Brahmanas are the one who are educating all the other classes. And the Brahmana, if they are not Brahmanical by nature and they don't have the qualities, they are not Brahmanas. They are fake Brahmanas then. Those who are Brahmanas just for the money are not real Brahmanas. They are doing it as a profession. Brahmana means teaching spiritual science to people. Okay? So in this way, Krishna says that I have created the 4 divisions. It's just a division. And it doesn't mean that you cannot change your division. And I am the creator, and you should know I am non-doer. Krishna says that even though I set up everything, but I'm not doing anything. Who are doing the things? He has the devas to run the things. So in this way, Krishna is like a very relaxed person. In Korea, you see, in Korea, there are big multi-billion corporation, like Samsung. All. What do the corporation heads do? Do they come to work? No, they don't come to work. What they're doing, they're playing golf only. And then sometimes they'll come to work 1 hour just to sign the checks. Okay, what is this? This check has to pay this. Okay, what? This, ask the manager so. He don't do much. He just sees and then he's relaxed. He's really got a very good life. So in this way, Krishna is like, he just sees the devas are doing okay, very good. And he doesn't much. And mostly his form as Vishnu is doing all the checking. He himself is actually at home only, relaxing with his devotees. So anyway, this is how the arrangement is. So now we come to 434. Before we go there, we read 415 to 420, okay? Because it's a nice to read. So who has Bhagavad Gita? Go to 415. 415. Who has Bhagavad Gita and has not read yet?
I can read.
Yes, please. You read 3 verses in English.
Okay.
Yeah.
415.
Yeah.
All the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. 416. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. And 417, the intricacies of actions are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Krishna is telling the intricacies of action very hard to understand. So you should know what action is and what forbidden action is. What you should do and what you should not do. And what is inaction. So if you are doing inaction, so what is meaning of inaction? What is action? What is forbidden action? So what is Arjuna doing? He wants to do inaction. So he said you must do action and you must not do forbidden action and you should not do inaction because you are made to do action. You know, if you are praying to to the Brahma Jyoti, you know, there is a, if you see the Lord is Krishna. From Krishna comes the effulgence like the sun. From the sun comes the effulgence, and then Krishna is like the sun, and the effulgence is the Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti is also very interesting, but a lot of people, they see the Brahma Jyoti and they think that is the Lord. The light of the Lord is the Lord, but actually it is not. So the Muslim conception of God is formless. That is their conception of Lord is the Brahma Jyoti. They haven't reached up to the level of Krishna, understanding Krishna. So they think the Brahma Jyoti is the Lord. So anyway, so if you are attracted to the Brahma Jyoti and you meditate on the Brahma Jyoti and you die and you go to the Brahma Jyoti, you don't go to the spiritual world. You go to this in between. It's like the spiritual world, but it is not the spiritual world. So when you go there, you will just be there doing nothing. Now I ask you one thing. Supposing I tell you, okay, let's see. Rabin, I tell you, you stay in this nice palace, you do nothing.
Uh-huh.
Every day we give you food, you just eat, and that's all, nothing you do. And then you don't need to do anything, just sit down and eat and that's sleep, that's all. What will happen to you? Will you be happy?
Eventually not.
No, you become very bored, isn't it?
Yes.
Why? Because actually we are meant to do something. We are meant
Yes.
to do something. So we cannot just sit down and do nothing. We'll get bored. So in this same way, if you reach the Brahma Jyoti, after a few thousand years there, you become so bored, you will fall back onto the material world. So it's not permanent. So you're very boring. So the same way, Krishna says that inaction is not for you all, because you are proactive. You are meant to do something. You're meant to do some service. And what is the service you're supposed to do? You are supposed to serve the Lord. You're supposed to serve your family. Sometimes people like to serve their pets. Some people like to serve the humanity. Some people also like to serve the nation. We are doing a service. We like to do service. Sometimes like to serve your friends. Correct or not? Huh? Some people like to serve the poor. Some people like to serve the stray animals in the road. We are all in this service. We like to do service, especially in the mode of goodness. But if you are in mode of ignorance, then you totally lost your stability of wanting to do service. In the end, you start doing disservice. So anyway, Krishna is telling that what is action and what is inaction, and what is forbidden action. Right? So you do bad things is forbidden action. What is action? What is inaction? Okay. So then someone read 18 and 4:18 and 4:19. But those with Bhagavad Gita.
Okay, I will read. This is Emma.
Yeah.
4:18. One who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities.
Yeah.
Okay, 4:19. One is understood to be in full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for self gratification. He is said by sages to be a worker for whom the reactions of work have been burned up by the fire of perfect knowledge.
Can you read
Thank you.
last one, 20?
20, okay, Ken. 4:20.
Yeah.
Abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertakings.
Yeah. So now it's very interesting. One who sees inaction in action. That means if Arjuna is doing action and fighting, it is inaction. He's not acting on his own. He's acting on behalf of the Lord. And once who see action in an action, meaning that if you don't fight, is actually acting wrongly. If you fight, you are acting correctly. You are not getting a karma. You are in action. And then action in inaction means that if you don't fight, you are doing an act which is wrong. Then you understand you are intelligent, and you will reach into a transcendental position. You will understand the material nature, and you are above the material nature. Even though you are doing so many activities, you are doing all a karma action. Then you are in full knowledge, and you do not have a desire for sense gratification. Your sense gratification meaning you want to try and enjoy for yourself, but actually to help others, to do things for others is actually a satisfaction in itself. The mother finds satisfaction in raising her child and looking after the child. And so the same way, we find satisfaction by doing things for the benefit of other more than for our own desires and benefiction. I give you another example. If you have a husband and wife, okay, if you have a husband-wife relationship, if the husband is always trying to please the wife and the wife is always trying to please the husband, what will happen? You will have a very good relationship in the house. But if the husband always think, why my wife not doing this for me? Why she must do like this, must do like this, like this, like this. And the husband would think like this, the wife also think, why my husband not doing this for me? I want this, why he's not doing like this? What will happen? You become dissatisfied. So in a way, actually you become sense gratification. You want for yourself, your pleasure. But if you are trying to please your wife and the wife is trying to please you, what will happen? You get a very nice relationship. It's just like brother and sisters, they try and please each other. You get a nice brother-sister relationship. If two friends try and please themselves, it's also a very nice relationship. It's the boyfriend and a girlfriend. If they are trying to please each other, they have a very nice relationship. So you see, you trying to please others is actually more relishable than wanting your own desire. I want this, and I don't get, I get angry, and then this, I want that. So that is actually the secret of happiness and the secret of not getting sense gratification. I hope that's clear. Okay, now we go to 434. Who would like to read this? Bala, have you read? Who haven't read, please volunteer. Ram?
I need guidance on the Sanskrit.
Yes,
Prabhuji.
yes, no problem. Come.
Tat vidhi.
I will read, then you follow.
Tat. All right.
Tat vidhi.
Tat vidhi.
Prani patena.
Prani patena.
Pariprasenena.
Pariprasena.
Sevaya.
Sevaya.
Upadekshanti.
Upadekshanti.
Te janam.
De janam.
Janinas.
Janinas.
Tattva dasinaha.
Tattva darsinaha.
Okay.
Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can't impart knowledge onto you because they have seen the truth.
Yeah, thank you. So this is the Sukadev Goswami. This is the king who's going to die. In 7 days, he was given a curse. So he gave up his kingdom. He went to Sukadev Goswami. Tell me about the Lord and how to become perfect. So Sukadev Goswami read the Bhagavatam. That's how the Bhagavatam came about. And after 7 days, he became perfect and he died. He was bitten by a snake and he died. And then here we have Rupa Goswami or Sanatan Goswami, and he was actually a very big minister in the Muslim court in Bengal. Then when he heard about Mahaprabhu is Krishna, came 500 years ago, he lost his desire to be a minister and he ran away from the king because the king did not want to leave him because he was such a good minister. And he surrendered unto the Lord, and he's wearing such a thing. Just imagine a big minister, he give up everything and he just go after. He wanted to come to self-perfection. We are not asking you to do that, but there are extreme cases, So in this way, you approach a spiritual master. A spiritual master is sometimes a person who helps you. There are two types of spiritual master. One is the instructing spiritual master, and one is the giving initiation spiritual master. Right now, like I'm an instructing spiritual master for you. I'm instructing you, helping you, guiding you. You can have many spiritual masters, but they must be more advanced souls than you, so at least you can learn, like teachers, Okay, so who would like to read this? I think we are a bit late. Okay, who would like to read this? Who haven't read? Someone who haven't read, please volunteer. Hema, you have read already. Yeah?
Did you say Hema?
Yeah. Have you read this today?
Yes, I have, sir. Do you want me to read again?
No, I want someone who hasn't read. Who hasn't read? Rabin, you read. Ken. Rabin?
Yes, Guruji, I have read, but I can if you want.
No, I want one. Sorry. Malinda, have you read?
Hello?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Bala here. Maybe I'll.
Prabhu, you want me to read? I can read the Sanskrit.
No, I want someone who hasn't read today.
Yaj gyatva na punarmoham evam yas yasi. Oh, someone else. Okay.
Never carry on.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I'm Bala here. Maybe I can read.
Okay, please. You need help in the Sanskrit?
Yajanva na punar maham yavam yashahi pandava. Yeah, please, Prabhu.
Yena bhutani. No, you follow me. Yena bhutani
Yajnava yani
asesani.
ye.
Are you correct? The same way?
I can't hear you, Prabhu.
Asesani.
Line is breaking.
Number 3. Yena bhutani asesani. Line breaking.
Yena bhutani esani.
Asesani.
Yeah.
Okay, Draksyasi. Are you there? Draksyasi. Okay, I'll read the Sanskrit. Draksyasi Atmani Ato Mahi. Read the English.
Line is very bad.
Bad, huh? Okay. Okay, who would like to read the English? Who haven't read?
Having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized. Can you hear, Prabhu?
Yeah, can.
The line is breaking, Prabhu.
I can hear you. Carry on.
Having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you'll never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in other words, they are mine. Thank you.
Thank you. So if you have real knowledge from a self-realized soul, the sadhus, yogis, who are actually self-realized, who have already understood Krishna, not understood how to float in the air, understood how to walk on the fire, that are not the yogis that Krishna is speaking about. Yogis are the ones that understood about Krishna, how we did in the 4.9, Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. If you understand the pastimes of the Lord, then you will understand how to get out of this material world. So if the person already understand, he can teach you. Otherwise, he cannot teach you. What can you learn? You will learn how to float in the air. What's the use? You also can take an aeroplane and float in the air. If you work on the fire, what's the use? You can take a fireproof clothes and walk in the fire. There's no use. There is no meaning to all these austerities. The real austerity is to understand the Lord. Okay. So here we have a. Okay, this is a funny story. There was this Guruji, and he had some disciples. Y'all can hear? Y'all can hear? Is the line clear?
Yes, Ken.
Okay, there was this Guruji, and he had disciples. He was walking on the horse, and then as he was walking on the horse, then after some distance, he asked, "Hey, where is my water pot?" Then the disciples say, "It fell away from the horse." "Hey, you did not take, you saw it and you did not take?" Say, "Yeah, you said not to be, you asked me to be detached from material world. So it fell, who cares?" Say, "No, you cannot do like this. You must be a practical person. The water pot is needed. Otherwise, how are we going to carry water from one place to another and have the water? You must understand, anything falls from the horse next time, you must pick up." He said, "Okay, okay." Then as the horse was going on, the horse passed the stool. Then he was picking up the stool. The Guruji said, "Hey, what is happening? Why you pick up the stool?" He said, "Guruji, you say whatever fall from the horse must pick up. So the stool is falling, so we picking up." "No, no, don't think like this." "Okay, okay, I tell you what. You take a paper pen, you write down. If this fall from the horse, this fall from the horse, this fall from the horse, this falls from the horse, this falls from the horse, all you must pick, huh? Okay? Okay." Then as they are walking, the Guru fell from the horse and they carried on walking. The Guru said, "Hey, why you running? Why you not take me back? I fell from the horse." He said, "But Guru, you said all these things fall from the horse, you must pick. But you never write that if you fall from the horse, I must pick you up. That's why I never pick you up." So, we should not have a mentality like this. Just listening one track mind. We should understand what the Guruji actually means and apply it. So this is a funny story of a Guruji who has disciples who just take everything literally. So we should not become totally like a literal people. So then this is quite long. You all can wait 5 minutes more, right? This thing has gone above the time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. 1 minute, huh? Okay, the timeline of Bhagavad Gita: Sun God gave Manu, and then he gave to Ishwaku. The importance of disciplic succession is there in today's chapter. Appearance of Bhagwan Krishna against the Jiva's birth. What is the difference? Varna Shrama, the four qualities of the type of activities of the what you say, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. And then approaching a guru, the process and how to be an intelligent disciple, not a one-track mind disciple. And knowledge from the guru removes intelligence. Okay, so today who would like to read this? Who would like to read this? Who hasn't read?
Prabhuji, can I read this?
Yes.
In East Bengal, there was a Brahmana named Tapan Mishra. He was confused after reading many Vedic literatures regarding their conclusion on the means to achieve liberation. He approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and sincerely inquired him to clear his confusion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that in Kali Yuga, one can't achieve perfection of life by being a bookworm. One can attain salvation only by chanting the holy names of Krishna. The Shastras recommend Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Naimava Kevalam, Kalau Nasti, Eva Nasti, Eva Nasti, Eva Gatir Anyatha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way.
Thank you. So actually this is, we haven't reached this chanting the holy names a lot. But anyway, just to make you understand, there are two processes.
Thank you, Prabhu.
There are two processes to bring you back to the spiritual world. As I explained to you, when you chant the holy name, you are doing in Satyug, the meditation. In Tetrayug, the fire sacrifice. In the Dwarpayuk temple building. In Kalyug, you should chant the holy names of the Lord. Okay, anyone wants the Bhagavad Gita kit, you can always buy. You get a chanting bead, chanting bag, 2 books, and Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and then, okay, that's the end of today's session. Okay, any questions? You all should open up your screen and show everyone each other. So at least you all know who are in the group. You can see each other and become friends. Okay, so all of you can see who is in the class. At least you understand a bit. So any questions? Is it quite clear today?
Yes.
Anyone has any questions? Let's see what.
Yes, today clear.
Okay, I see what's in the chat. I cannot hear. Do you start speaking already? No idea. Okay, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna has left the class. Okay, because he has some other work. Okay. Where is a soul located? In a living body or a dead body? In a dead body, there is no more soul. In a living body, is located in the heart. Okay. Okay. Any other question? No other question. Okay. Those who want to, I have a little video. Those who want to see the video can stay on. But those who don't want to see the video can leave. Okay, you just see the video for a while. If you are interested, you carry on. Otherwise, thank everyone for the nice association. I got nice association of all of you. I'm very happy. And I hope that you all will become a good devotees anyway. So I'm going to share something. This is in America.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is in America. So I just shared. I think it's slow, something like that. Okay, it's okay. Anyway, good night, all of you. I wanted to show you a video, but then it's not working.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare
Ram,
Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Vinda,
Thank you, Guruji.
Sharmini, Krishnaveni, Malinda, Subhasini, and Jaya. Good night, all of you.